Picture this, you're sitting there quietly doing everything you were taught to do. You're listening, you're caring, you're staying, and yet, somewhere deep inside, you feel it. A shift you can't explain, a distance that doesn't have a name. She's still there, still talking, still smiling, but something vital is missing. It's the kind of silence that doesn't come from words, but from emotions slowly pulling away. You didn't stop loving her. You didn't stop trying. In fact, you may have tried harder than ever before. And that's what hurts the most. Because no one prepares you for the moment when effort stops working, when closeness no longer creates connection, and when staying no longer feels like enough. You start questioning yourself, replaying moments in your head, wondering where things quietly began to fall apart. There's a truth most people never say out loud. Attraction doesn't fade because of one mistake. It fades when balance is lost, when one person gives and the other receives, when presence becomes guaranteed and mystery disappears. And by the time you feel it, by the time the weight of it settles in your chest, the emotional distance has already begun. What I'm about to share with you isn't meant to blame anyone. It's meant to help you understand what's really happening beneath the surface. In the mind, in the emotions, in the quiet spaces where decisions are made long before words are spoken. Because once you see it clearly, you stop feeling lost. And you finally begin to understand why some people are drawn to those who can walk away, even when they never do. You are sitting beside her, close enough to feel her presence, close enough to hear her breathe, yet somehow you feel farther away than ever before. Her eyes still look at you, but they don't search for you anymore. Her smile still appears, but it doesn't stay. And in that quiet space between words, you feel something heavy settling in your chest, the realization that emotional distance can exist even when two people are physically close. This is where most men first feel the confusion, because nothing dramatic happened. There was no fight, no betrayal, just a slow fading of something that once felt alive. Most men never realize this, but attraction doesn't disappear loudly. It fades silently. And when it does, it's rarely because a man stopped caring. It's usually because he cared too much, too openly, too predictably. He gave without limits, he stayed without conditions. He made his world smaller so she could feel bigger inside it. And at first that feels like love. But over time, something inside her begins to shift. Not because she wants it to, but because her emotional brain responds to balance, not sacrifice. A woman's attraction is not built on words or promises. It is built on emotional tension, polarity, and perceived value. Her nervous system is constantly reading signals: strength, independence, self-control. When a man can walk away, even if he never does, he sends a powerful message to her subconscious. This man has options. This man has a life. This man is not afraid of loss. And that signal activates something ancient in her brain chemistry. Dopamine rises, desire sharpens, respect deepens. Not because she is cold or manipulative, but because attraction is biological before it is emotional. When a man cannot walk away, the message reverses. His availability becomes guaranteed. His presence becomes expected. His effort becomes normal. And the emotional contrast that once created excitement slowly disappears. The female brain does not register this as safety alone. It registers it as lowered value. She doesn't wake up one morning and decide she feels less. Her body decides first. Her emotions follow later. Logic arrives last, usually carrying guilt and confusion. You see it in the small moments. He cancels plans for her, and she doesn't notice the sacrifice. He forgives disrespect quickly, and it quietly repeats. He reassures her again and again, and somehow she feels even less secure. He stays when she pulls away, hoping consistency will bring her back. But consistency without strength feels heavy, not attractive. And slowly the dynamic shifts. He starts chasing clarity. She starts needing space. He becomes anxious. She becomes distant. This is not cruelty. This is psychology playing out without permission. Women often don't understand it themselves. They may say they want emotional availability, communication, and effort, and they do. But what they respond to is a man who gives those things from a place of fullness, not fear. A man who chooses her, not a man who needs her to feel whole. Because neediness carries emotional pressure, and desire suffocates under pressure. Love may survive it for a while, but attraction does not. There are always two men in these stories. One rearranges his entire life around her. The other welcomes her into his life without abandoning himself. She tells herself she wants the first respond to is a man who gives those things from a place of fullness, not fear. A man who chooses her, not a man who needs her to feel whole. Because neediness carries emotional pressure, and desire suffocates under pressure. Love may survive it for a while, but attraction does not. There are always two men in these stories. One rearranges his entire life around her. The other welcomes her into his life without man, because he feels safe, familiar, reliable. But her emotions react to the second man because he feels grounded, centered, complete. The difference is not confidence alone, it is emotional independence. And independence is magnetic. Modern culture rarely prepares men for this truth. Men are taught that leaving is failure, that boundaries are selfish, that staying proves maturity. No one explains that the ability to walk away is not about abandonment. It is about self-respect. It is about maintaining emotional balance. It is about refusing to negotiate desire or tolerate disrespect just to avoid loneliness. And when men lose that ability, they slowly lose themselves. They accept less. They explain more. They shrink their needs. And as their inner strength erodes, attraction collapses alongside it. Here's the truth most people avoid saying out loud. A woman may love a man deeply, but if she no longer respects his strength, her desire will struggle to survive. She might stay out of comfort, history, or attachment, but emotionally something is missing, and the man feels it. He feels it in the silence, in the delayed replies, in the absence of warmth. And he wonders what he did wrong, when in reality he forgot something essential: himself. Walking away does not mean you stop caring. It means you care enough about your own identity not to beg for affection or attention. It means your life has direction beyond the relationship, purpose beyond validation, stability beyond approval. And paradoxically, this emotional self-sufficiency is what allows a woman to relax into desire, because she feels the presence of a man who is standing, not leaning. Every woman appreciates being chosen, but every woman is drawn to a man who does not collapse without her. Love wants closeness, but desire needs space to breathe. That contradiction confuses men who were never taught the difference. And once you understand it, you stop chasing explanations. You stop forcing connection. You stop fearing loss. Because the man who can walk away does not threaten love. He protects it. And most importantly, he protects himself. The irony is simple and bitter and true. The moment a man truly becomes capable of walking away, he usually no longer needs to. Before this video ends, I want you to sit with something for a moment. Not to judge yourself, not to blame anyone, just to understand. Because if you've ever felt confused, rejected, or slowly faded out of someone's life without knowing why, you're not broken. You were simply never taught how attraction actually works, and neither were they. This isn't about hating women, and it isn't about becoming cold or distant. It's about learning the difference between love and self-abandonment, between caring and losing yourself, between staying because you choose to and staying because you're afraid to be alone. Many men give everything they have, not realizing that overgiving can quietly destroy the very connection they're trying to protect. If you're a man watching this, understand this clearly. Your value does not come from how much you sacrifice, how much you tolerate, or how much you explain. Your value comes from the life you build, the boundaries you keep, and the calm strength you carry inside you. When you respect yourself, you don't need to control anyone. You don't need to beg. You don't need to threaten. You simply stand where you are, and the right people feel it. And if you're a woman listening, know this: your emotional responses are not flaws. They are signals. Attraction doesn't follow rules written in books or comments online. It follows balance, polarity, and emotional safety rooted in strength. When a man stands firmly in himself, it doesn't push you away. It allows you to lean in freely, without fear, without pressure. This message isn't telling you to walk away from everyone. It's telling you to walk away from what costs you your dignity, your peace, and your sense of self. Because the healthiest relationships are not built on fear of loss. They are built on mutual choice. Two complete individuals choosing each other, not because they must, but because they want to. If something in this video resonated with you, sit with it. Don't react emotionally. Don't rush to change yourself overnight. Awareness is the first step. Strength grows quietly, and real confidence doesn't announce itself, it becomes visible over time. Remember this as you move forward. The goal is not to be chased, feared, or worshipped. The goal is to be grounded, calm, whole. Because when you are, you no longer ask for respect, you carry it. Thank you for listening.